What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another episode of tier lists. I don't know what we're going to call this series. We're just going to call it tier list for now, and I'll come up with a cool name later. But yeah, today we are doing Outdoor Stadium Series NHL jerseys. That includes Stadium Series, Winter Classic, Heritage Classic, all of the above. And we're making a tier list. And I'm here today with my good friend Daniel. Say what's up.
Howdy, howdy.
And yeah, we're gonna go through. We're gonna alternate. We're gonna try to decide who has like the best, who has maybe the worst. It's just very middling. I'm probably more of a diehard hockey fan than Daniel is, but I would say we both watch at least a little bit. And we're both like sports fashion people. Is that how you would describe that?
Fashionistas.
Yeah, dude, we're sports fashionistas. So the way this is gonna work, if you guys haven't seen the last one, we'll explain it shortly. We're gonna alternate who talks about what jersey first, and then we'll nominate it for a tier, and then we'll discuss it. And if we disagree, we'll come to a compromise. There's not an odd number of people this time, so we're not going to be able to vote because if we're split, it's always going to be a 1-1 split. But we'll try to come to a compromise as best we can, and that's how it's going to work. So I'm going to go first. Oh, where can they find you, Daniel?
You can find me at that Red Lobster. You know the one.
Okay, link to that in the description. I'm going to go first. We're going to talk about the Edmonton Oilers Orange Heritage Classic jersey. And I think that is an S tier jersey. I think, and I know we're starting like hot, I think it's not probably the best, but I think it's like really, really good. The numbers on the shoulder look sick. I think it's a really good looking jersey.
Yeah, I'm with that. I've always thought that like the orange and blue just punch in a sort of way. I think a lot of times, for whatever reason, when I see this color combination, they try to do too much, but I think like the subtlety in the lines just makes it really, really good.
All right, so you're up with
Mhm.
white Jets jersey.
When I think of Jets, I like to think of the Jetsons show, and I think there's a lack of representation of that. No, I'm kidding. But the I really like the white's contrast with the dark red and the dark black. I think it's really good. Uh, yeah, I would actually go ahead and probably put it at a maybe a B or an A tier.
I love that jersey. I think the Jets should go to that one and like the navy blue one full time.
Hmm.
Next up is the Blues. This one's me. Uh, I I like it. I don't love it. I think it's like a very average jersey. I think this one's my first B tier one. The blue and yellow, like it looks good, and I do think that this is probably better than their home jersey. I don't know how to say. It's just like kind of meh. It looks good on the ice because I believe they still have this as like an alternate, but I don't like it that much.
Hmm. The way I see it is the colors are really, really nice and are carrying the jersey, but the design is kind of poor.
I don't know what you would do to make it different though, because like that's like their logo. So like
Yeah. Look at like the Oilers. Let's go with that for an example. Like the fact that I think the yellow lines could have either have been bigger or have been lower, or just like there's just some sort of thing that's bland, as well as the shoulder pads are just being blue doesn't add a stoppage and in the ocean of blues.
I don't maybe like numbers on the shoulders like the Oilers one could have been cool, like yellow numbers
Oh,
to add some more color to it or something. I could see C tier. Maybe like very top of C tier. We can
okay.
readjust these as we go. But yeah, we'll start in
Yeah,
C
yeah,
tier. You're up with the white Blackhawks jersey, the first of like four of them.
yeah. Kind of similar to the blues one that we just rated. I think the colors and I think um like the color choice of this is really carrying the jersey. I just don't like the designs of it that much. It does have a little bit more of a pop to it than the blues though. So I think I would rate it up at B. Hmm.
The only thing I wish for this one is that the logo in the middle was like a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
which I think they like corrected later, and which we'll see in the video. But I would say B because it's a very average jersey. I think it's better
Okay.
than the Blues jersey. So I'm up here with the white Canadians jersey, and this one is a D tier. This one did not need to exist. This is the most boring jersey on this list. It looks like a practice jersey. There's no, there's nothing to it. It's literally like a red, white, and blue stripe, and then a red and blue stripe on the bottom, red, white, and blue stripe on the arms. It's like they didn't really try. It's like they were alerted 2 days before the game, hey, you need to come up with a jersey for this. And they were like, what if we didn't?
The only inspiration I could ever see is that they took the sleeve inspiration from SpongeBob's socks. I'm with the jersey. And I really really like this. Um, it, I mentioned that certain things I like subtlety in it, and I think this is really perfect for it. It really gives off a really good sweater wear, which because it's being winter classic, I think a lot of these are themed around of being a good sweater.
hmm
Um, so I actually really like this. I'd probably put it in A tier and would probably wear that to my grandma's house.
I don't think they need to go to this full time by any means, but I do like the black and white stripe in the background. I believe there's silver in the middle. The O looks good. It's just a very like clean looking jersey.
It is. Hmm.
So I got the Leafs, the blue with the white stripe in the back. I think that for a Stadium Series jersey, this is good. I'm gonna put this like next to the Blackhawks one. It's kind of like it's okay, it's not great. Like for the Leafs, this is a really good jersey, but in like the group, it's kind of average, I think. So I'm gonna put it behind the Blackhawks.
I personally would put it just above the Blackhawks. So I have this Red Wings design that has a rather interesting stripe pattern that goes on the bottom, but a different stripe pattern that goes off of the sleeve. And right off the bat, I kind of would like criticize that I almost wish that they kept the stripe pattern going up the sleeve a little bit more. But other than that, I kind of like it. I like it not better than the Blackhawks jersey or the Toronto Leafs, but I like it more than the Blues.
To me, it's boring.
Okay.
It's like it's not. I think it's better than the Canadians one we have at the bottom, but it's not like much better. Like okay, so I did a video on the reverse retros, which if you guys haven't seen that, link probably in the description if I remember it. If not, just go through my channel. It's like 10 videos ago maybe. I criticized that jersey for looking like a practice jersey, and this is better than that in general. It's not like much better than that.
I like the stripe pattern, and I just wish they committed to it. It almost feels like, yeah, this is good, or maybe not towards the end, and then they
Yeah.
just drop the idea. And I think if they really committed to the design of just having red stripes all the way up, I would actually like it more. It just looks like they didn't commit to their own design.
We'll talk about the Rangers one exclusively, even though they're combined. I think in general, the Rangers one is pretty good. I like the navy. The script across the front. Where did it go? There it is. The script across the front. I like. I like the NY logo, like on the shoulder. I think it's A tier. Like it's a really good looking. Like that again. We talked about it's a sweater I'd wear to my grandmother's house. Probably I would feel okay about wearing this out and about. It's probably better than the Jets, but I don't think it's better than Ottawa.
Okay,
So this probably winds up being high A.
okay. I'm with you on that. I think whenever you give an opportunity to have your logo just look a little bit different.
Yeah.
It can just give a variety, and considering like that's the entire purpose of doing winter classics and stuff like that is like adding a variety to the games.
They brought that as like an alternate, I'd be in.
The Philadelphia Flyers, I'm not a fan of it, honestly. It's a box of white surrounded by orange. I'm not a huge fan of that. It does the shoulders. It makes the shoulders look bland. It uh, makes the sleeves look bigger than they should. I honestly would put this in D.
Just because there's a more color on it, it is better than Montreal.
I'm with you on that.
But yeah, it's like it really does. Like on this picture here, it looks like a white box. And maybe that's just a product of how it's folded. the jersey, but also like it's a very forgettable jersey. On the scope of this, it's probably also like what jerseys would you buy if you had infinite money? Or not infinite, but if you're gonna buy like two or three of these, which ones would you buy? This one's not it, and this one's also like not close to being it.
Yeah, maybe just don't have a big square in the middle of your design.
It's it is I will it is a step above having like a big ass polka dot in the middle. You know, I feel like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I'm up here with Boston, and in general, I don't like this jersey. I don't like the script, I should say. I don't like the way it says Boston. The bear is kind of cool, and the established in whatever year is kind of cool. The rest of it's kind of for me.
I actually disagree with you on like hating it. I
I don't
love this one.
hating is probably a, a not the right term. I think it's like B tier. I think it's there with like Toronto. I don't think it's like a top 10 jersey on this list probably, but it's probably like top half.
Mhm. I would say if I saw a sweater or a like pullover jacket that had like my college logo that looked like this design, I would buy it.
I don't like that like from afar, like if you're looking at it from really far away, you're gonna see like a B on one side and then an N. And you're gonna be like, what is a BN and why is there like a slug in the
Mm.
middle? I think that's my I think that's my main criticism of the jersey.
Okay, this I'm gonna go ahead and say, in comparison to the other one that we reviewed, is much, much, much better.
Hmm.
I like that they kind of kept like the inside logo with the shoulder, like the inside blue red line, and then kept the flow going to the arms. I like the flow of it. I really like this one. I probably wouldn't put it in A tier, but I would probably put it in a high B.
I love this jersey. I don't know that it's S tier for me, but I think it's like very top of A. I l-
Okay.
I like the blue in the background in like I think they should do something like this for their actual home jersey because they have that
Mm.
stripe in the back. Um, they probably won't because it's just such a classic. Like they're like a very get off my lawn team, but in French. So they're screaming at you, but eating a baguette.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I think
yeah.
this looks good. Like this is one of my favorite jerseys they've ever had as a team. I love their home jersey. I think this should be their road jersey. So I'm up here with the I guess cream blues jersey. It's like an off-white, maybe like an eggshell. I don't know. Like I think I like this better than the blue one, but it's like very similar. And it's just it's the logo, man. Like they need to like change the logo or something. Like maybe not change it, but like it needs to be different, I think, but I don't know, like, how you change it. I like the shoulders are a different color, I think that helps this jersey. I think this is, like, very bottom of B because I do think it's better than the 2 ones we have in C right now.
If you go with the other musical based blue colored team in America, which is the Jazz. Like you look at their jerseys and like the rainbow colors and stuff like, or the sunset colors and stuff like that. They had a lot of like creative freedom with that, or like they picked a lot of creative freedom with their designs and stuff like that. And in comparison to like that, this is eh.
Yeah, I don't it's, like, bottom of B. Alright, you're up with the other Wings jersey.
I couldn't tell like this looked like this came like straight out of like a 60s soccer team. Um I I'm not a fan of it to be honest. I think it's kind of boring all the way around.
But yeah, I like that they did something different. I don't like the way that it it turned out.
Yeah.
I think I don't like they need to break up. It's just like one thick red stripe down the middle. It maybe needs like a white stripe in the middle, but then like you run the risk of like how are you going to see the D logo in the middle? This
Yeah.
is a jersey I think Red Wings fans probably like a lot, and everybody else maybe is like split on it. All right, I'm up with the baby
Mhm.
blue Penguins jersey. I actually quite love this jersey. I think their original colors were like baby blue, in black and gold. And they've obviously more recently gone to black and gold and left out the baby blue. I like this jersey a lot. I like the way the shoulders kind of separate everything. The logo in the middle is kind of cool. Yeah, this is a really good jersey. I think this is like I think it's A. I don't think it's better than Ottawa, but I think it's probably better than
Mm.
the Rangers for me.
I baby blue, you would really struggle to go wrong with baby blue.
Would agree.
It's such a good and like such a good color for jerseys, and I feel like rather underused.
Hmm.
I'm with you on like that it is an A tier. I actually would put it just slightly above Ottawa, but I could see how like either way you would like you could put it either way.
Yeah, I think it's very close. All right, you're up with the Blackhawks.
I think this is better than the other Blackhawks jersey that they had. I I think I love the middle strand of I think that is that eggshell color that the St. Louis Blues also had.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it just works better with the black and the red. Punches, but also is subtle, and that's something that I really admire about that. I would, as the shirts say, probably put it in A tier.
I agree. I think the Blackhawks like need a black jersey. If you're going to
Hmm.
be called the Blackhawks, it's freaking they haven't had a black jersey in 5 or 6 years at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's in A tier for sure. All right, I'm up with the Navy Penguins jersey. I think this one is good, but I also think it's worse than the baby blue one. Just personal preference. I prefer the baby blue one over the navy one. They're very comparable though. High B, low A probably. I don't like the stripes. Like the way they did the striping on this one's weird.
I'm not a huge fan of the stripes on the edges and stuff. I think it just makes it look a little but it could be like the rest of it is really really well done. I like the it slightly pops up I think in the shoulder or in the neckline or that may
Hmm.
just be my photo, but I like that the little collar.
Yeah, we'll put it top of B, I guess.
Yeah, we have enough A tiers.
Yeah.
I really like this one actually. For an from like everything that this is supposed to be, which is supposed to be like an alternate kit. It's supposed to be for a specific design. It has that sweater feel of a winter classic that I really like. Um, I would actually put this as our second S tier.
I think it's good. I like the deeper red and like the deeper gold.
Hmm.
That's like not a shade you see really in sports.
Yeah.
Like across any major league. Like the Minnesota Golden Gophers, I think, have that in college as like school colors,
Okay.
but that's not
Hmm.
often in a professional sporting. I'd feel good putting that in S. I think I still prefer the Edmonton one over it, probably.
Yeah, I would do that too.
The Avalanche one. This one's a pretty polarizing jersey. I'm gonna go first. um, I I love this jersey. Now, is it a good jersey? Probably not. But I do love this. I like the color combo, I guess, which I guess that's just the normal Avalanche color combo. It's like maroon and that blue shade. I think that looks good. I appreciate that they went on a limb. They tried something different, and that is something that some teams could learn from. Shout out Detroit. But I think people are very split on this jersey overall. I actually tried to buy this jersey not too long ago, but I couldn't find it anywhere. For
Oh,
me, this is top of A, but I can understand if you're like, nope, get this out of my life.
I actually agree with you on this one.
All right.
Although I almost like said as you were starting to say it, I was like, well, we're gonna have two S tiers in a row. I think like this is the exact like if Captain America was a was a hockey fan, he'd wear this. I love it.
I think so. There's two different ways you can go with Stadium Series jerseys for the most part. At least there's two different ways they have gone, and that's like we're gonna do a fake throwback or an actual throwback, or we're gonna try to make something like super unique that they're gonna wear like twice ever. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think they nailed it with this. I do. Like as far as like because the Avalanche, they're only like 20 years old at this point. So there's not a lot of like history you can draw from because they still wear like their home jersey is still the home jersey they had when they like were created. So
Yeah.
like I think this is a really good jersey. I'm gonna put this. I guess we're putting this bottom of S tier.
All right. So another black and yellow one that looks crisp and clean with and like if we compare this to the Flyers one, like if you look at how like the shoulder just looks weak on the Flyers and this one, this
Hmm.
one doesn't actually make the shoulder look weak with the box design at all.
Yeah.
I think that it actually complements the rest of the jersey and like the stripes on the at the ends of the ribs, I really really like. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's S or A, but maybe high B, and I could actually see low A if you want to put it there.
I'd feel good putting it in B. I think it's in general it's pretty good. I think the ones in A are just better.
Getting at second glance, like the B is also kind of bland in the middle, which is one of the reasons why I feel like I need to like it needs to be docked a smidge. Just because like all the other ones did like either they put the logo that they had or they made it different in such a way that was interesting and they made it different but they did not make it interesting.
I'm up with the other Boston B jersey. I think this is probably better than that B jersey, but I think it's still in B tier. The gold is cool. It's like a deep gold. It's very similar to like the Calgary gold in the S tier jersey.
Hmm.
I have a hard time with that shade of gold, I guess, as a primary color on a jersey. It's just kind of a lot. So like for me, it's probably top of B. I think this one's probably better than the Navy Penguins one.
Again, I kind of look at the logo of it, it looks so much better than the other Boston one. I like it. I agree with you on the high B.
So you're up here with the Ducks jersey.
So you could call it a jersey or you could call it just a normal long sleeve t-shirt because that's what I'm pretty much seeing here. It's kind of boring. The elbow pads are just they're kind of ugly in my opinion. Actually, you put it in C, low C, or maybe D.
I hate this jersey.
Yes.
I the so like the shade of orange is fine, right? Because that's the team colors. You're kind of limited by that. Should it have been black? Maybe that would have looked better. But for it being orange is fine. The sleeves, like it's like a half stripe, dude. Like the stripe doesn't go all the way around. It's like they copped out or like they ran out of the
Yeah.
material. Also, this is from my least favorite era probably of these jerseys because like the chrome logo or whatever that they tried to make like reflective and cool looks
Hmm.
terrible.
Can we
So
both agree that this is D?
yeah, I would say this is worse than the Philly one. I think it's still better than the Montreal one because there looks like there was effort,
Yeah.
but it's like it's close. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's not good. Sorry, Ducks fans. All right, I'm up here with the Montreal away jersey. Is this right? Cuts to me Googling Montreal Canadians.
Do 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 do
Wait.
do do.
Is it different than their road?
Are
It's
we
not. This is
pausing
literally
recording?
their road jersey. As a jersey, it's fine. It's probably like C tier.
The fact that they just was like it was a copy and paste of the home jersey, not a fan.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, as a jersey, it is fine. But yeah, and so Montreal again is like the croissant baguette get off my lawn people. So there's like not a lot of progressing you can do with that jersey because otherwise your entire fan base gets mad at you. All right, you're up with the black Blackhawks jersey whenever you're ready.
Like, when you can kind of contrast it with the other one, with the other white one. I like I hate saying this because I feel like I ranted on that a little bit, but black just looks better.
Yeah,
um, but at the same time, there's this weird neckline design,
so like middle B
like
maybe.
middle B.
I think I actually quite like this jersey. I don't like that they once again went the Ducks route of like only doing half a stripe per arm.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't even notice that. Oh,
but I do think it's not bad. The logo's like a good size. That was my knock on the white one. Uh, it's a good jersey. I think they need some version of this as like an alternate full time because they have like the red version of this basically as their home.
yeah.
I think something like this would do really well. All right.
It's that similar thing that you kind of knocked on with the Ducks about it trying to make it a little shiny
Yeah,
as
I
well.
don't it's like if it wasn't shiny and if the stripes went all the way around, this is like a top 2 or 3 jersey for me.
Okay, wow. It would
Like I
be
like it
definitely
that
better for
much.
me, but yeah.
Like it
So,
would
where
at
are
a
you thinking?
minimum it would be in A tier.
Yeah.
But
Where are you thinking now?
I'm at middle of B probably. I think it's probably better than the like Boston just script B logo,
Mm-hmm.
but I like the
I'm with
Penguins
you
one
on that.
more than it. All right,
Yeah,
I'm up here
I'm
with
with you.
two-toned Flyers jersey. I can't decide if I love this jersey or don't like it at all. So for that reason, I'm going to stick it right in the middle. I think the orange is aggressive, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing.
As an alternate kit, I think I like it, but I'm also with you. It's like if I were a fan of them, I would see that and be like, eh. And that's if I were a fan of the not for me, but I like it at the same time. Like middle B, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I think it's there with like the Blackhawks and the script B. Like I think it's in that same like tier of B. All right, you're up with the dark Jets jersey.
I kind of like this one. The other ones that have had that kind of like stripe design kind of look a little bland. This one looks a little poppy. I think like the egg they didn't do the eggshell white, they just did the in your face white, and that adds such a like punch to this jersey that I quite like. Again, though, it does get docked for points because the lack of the Jetsons references in it, but it's whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I think this one I would put this right next to the Rangers jersey. I think the Jets need to switch off of their like current home and aways and make the two jerseys that are on this list their home and aways because they're just
Mm,
better. In the list, it's not the best, but in general, I think it's pretty good. I think it's like middle of A for me.
I'm
It's
with you on that. I
very
could see that.
comparable to the Rangers jersey, I think, as far as like the way it looks, like color scheme wise. I think I like the neck of the Rangers jersey better than the neck of the Jets, so that's probably like the tiebreaker. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think I like that one better than the white jersey, but lack of Jetsons references is tough.
Yeah, it's just come on, guys, get it together, you know?
I'm up here with the Dallas jersey. I have a Dallas jersey in the background, but not this Dallas jersey. I think this is probably pretty polarizing throughout like jersey people. I tend to like this jersey, but I don't love it. And I don't know how much of that is like stars bias or whatever. I like that they tried something different and they didn't just go back to like the 90s star jersey or like the kind of boring ones we had in the early 2000s. So I do like that. I like the Texas patch and like the elbow. The shoulders are kind of cool. I don't think it's like the best, but I think it's probably top of B tier, probably bottom of A.
But as a kit itself, I don't like it. I think that it's kind
Okay.
of boring, to be honest. I think like the long white patch in the shoulders like is weird in this fit. Um, you said it was polarizing, and so I understand that that there are definitely going to be people that disagree with me on this. But yeah, that's how I view it.
So where would you put it?
I'd put it low C.
Okay, maybe we'll stick it like high-ish B then, as like a group.
Yeah, the polarizing is perfectly attributed in this group right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I don't know. We'll put it middle B. All right, you're up with Penguins Black.
I think I like this one. But it might be one of those things where the colors are kind of carrying it for me. But I think like they did some stuff with the shoulders that added that made it look good. I think like there's a hint of yellow in the sleeve. I think I like this one, but I don't think that it's incredible. It would be one of those things that as a fan base I would be content with.
Like it's good. It's fine. It's not spectacular by any means.
Hmm.
It is different in that they went for like a different color idea in that it is two-tone, like the Flyers one. I believe this is when this one and the Orange Flyers one, they played each other in that game. So the theme was like two-tone. And I respect that.
Mm.
It's just not the best. I don't think those two are like amazing jerseys. All right. I'm up with Vancouver, and I believe this is the first ever outdoor game jersey.
Ooh.
This and the Leafs one, which is next. I believe they played each other on the first one. This one, they went for it, and they missed. In my opinion, they went the full marks. They went for something new, not even new. They went for something old. I like the V. I like that it says Vancouver. The stripes on the sleeves make it feel old timey. I understand all of it. I understand the symbolism. I just don't like it. So for that, it's like bottom of C. But I think
Okay.
it shows more effort than the Red Wings and the other Canadians jersey, so it's above them for sure, but it's not better than the Blues jersey.
I'm with you on that. I like a lot of the ideas of it, and I don't like the execution.
Yeah, but like it's the first one, right? So they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do like with this,
Hmm.
and Vancouver fans might like it as like a real throwback jersey. I just don't.
Oh, for sure. Like that's probably one of those jerseys that is like a cult classic, you know?
Yeah, like I bet
Like
you
it
there's a
is.
lot of. I bet you that jersey sold really well in Vancouver.
Contrast that with the next one that we're rating up. I love that Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. I love the sleeve design. I love the base about it. I love that it keeps that old-timey feel but has like almost a modern attempt at it.
Hmm.
Um, I like that. I like the detail in the leaf, like the little cracks on the sides and stuff like that. I like this one.
I think this one's good. I don't think it's better than the other Leafs one, in my opinion. It is very throwbacky though. I'm gonna put it right next to the other Leafs jersey.
There's your friend.
Yeah, feels fair. Feels fair. On this picture, it almost looks like it's like a shade darker.
Yeah, and if you look at the top of the leaf, that's one of the reasons why I think I like it more. Like it looks like just a little bit of like it has a little flair inside the design of it, and it's not just the normal logo.
All right, I'm up with the Detroit Red Wings jersey. This one is good. I think this is the best of the Red Wings to this point. Um, I quite like this jersey. I think this is like top of B, bottom of A probably for me. I like that I think the eggplant or like the cream color here adds to the jersey. Uh, in a better way than maybe the Blues one does. I think it just works with the red better than it does like with gold. Yeah, I don't. It's not better than the Blackhawks one, but I feel like it's B tier. Probably feels fair.
Yeah. I'd lean towards bottom of A too, like bottom of A, high B.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I like it. I think there's been a lot of like cream color that have been in there that doesn't really hit. I think like the fact that it's not the main color in the jersey kind of like kind of helps it.
All
Yeah.
right, you're up with the like all black Blackhawks jersey.
I think this might be my favorite Blackhawks jerseys of the bunch thus far.
Okay.
Uh, the line, the small line in the middle going larger on the base and on the sleeves. I really like that idea. It's not something that's like, oh my gosh, it's the world's greatest thing, but it's something that again, kind of like the Vancouver jersey and the fact that I feel like this might be like a cult classic one. Would put it just above the Detroit one we just rated.
I I like it. It is a lot of stripes. Also, bar here. Have you seen the New Jersey jersey?
No.
It's it is just like this one. Like if you Google it, I'll try to send it in the Discord. It is like identical. Like it's like the meme where they're like, "Hey, let me copy your homework," and they're like, "Yeah, dude, just make sure it doesn't look the same." And then you like turn it in, you're like, "Dude."
What the heck? Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, so that's their main kit right now?
No, that's like their alternate.
Okay, I'm okay with an
They
alternate.
just released that jersey and the Blackhawks jersey. This one that we just rated was like is now probably close to a decade old. All right, Rangers cream jersey. This is actually my road jersey in the NHL video game on Hut,
Hmm.
and I quite like it. I think this is a top two white jersey that they've made for
Hmm.
Stadium Series. I think this is like top of A for me. I think it's really good. I like the crest logo in the middle. I think that's different than anything else they've ever done for a jersey, as like in the team history for them. I think it looks good. The navy, the red, the stripes look good. And it's just like a really clean, good looking jersey.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's like yeah, it's good. I don't know. It's like it's not bad. So you're up with the white Leafs. I believe this is referred to as the Stormtrooper jersey.
Oh, really now? That's cool. I think this might be my least favorite Maple Leafs jersey,
Really.
unless I'm missing one. That we've seen thus far, at least. I'd say middle, maybe bottom C.
I think this is really good, and I think part of that bias is I know what it looks like in full uniform, but I could like as a jersey itself, it's probably not that strong.
Is it like blue pants and then the white socks or something like that?
No, it is all white. Like white helmet, white pants, white socks, white gloves, white helmet.
Wow. Okay. Bold.
It like you would think you like I sure I described that and you're like that sounds awful, but I think it's executed really well in
Yeah.
general. But
They were not,
as a jersey itself,
yeah.
I
They
could see
weren't
it being
scared at
lower.
all about getting like stains or whatever on it.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's hockey. You're playing on white anyway, right? So
Yeah. Dude, it was okay, so you can make an argument that this is strategically camouflaged.
yeah.
Yeah. You
We'll
get
put it right below
out
the
of
white.
nowhere, I got hit. I don't think there was a person there, you know?
It's I think it looks good in full uniform, but I think like as a jersey itself is not that strong. I'd put
Yeah.
it right below the white Blackhawks one probably. All right, I'm here with the Sharks jersey, and they tried something different. I respect it. I think it looks. I wonder what Sharks fans think about this because I'm kind of like torn. I like the white stripe in the middle is kind of cool. The separation of like teal, I guess that would be, and like black is kind of cool. Maybe it could use like some orange or something because that's one of their team colors.
Hmm.
I
When
think
I
it's probably like C tier for me.
when I looked over some of the jerseys, this actually was one of them that popped to me.
Okay.
So we're gonna have one of those disagreements again. I think it's simple in a good way. I think like the three color design is just so nice and it's different. It's also just different than the other ones. The only
It
other
is
one that we
different.
saw that had like the three color design that was close to it was the Avalanche one, and we put that in S tier. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's above the Avalanche one because I want to give points that it gives credit, but I would put it up there like close.
I think we'll land maybe like middle bottom of A. That's
Okay.
fair as like a compromise.
So, unlike a lot of the other jerseys where they didn't quite complete the elbow design, they did an interesting one with this one where it's like the black is complete, the red's not complete, but the elbow pad has a logo on it. And I
Mhm.
actually like that so much better than the jerseys that just didn't complete the elbow, including, the Blackhawks one itself.
Yeah.
Um, it's simplistic, but also alternative enough that it just looks like it's different from the ordinary. And I feel like as a Blackhawks fan, I would really, really like this jersey. Um, I'd probably put it as like high B, low A.
So we're gonna have another disagreement. I think this
Okay.
is the one white jersey that is better than that like cream colored Rangers one. I would put this like very top of A, very bottom of S. I think this is of the group. There's maybe like the Calgary one we'll talk about later is probably better.
Um, Mid-high A, I guess.
Yeah. We'll put it
Just the Jets jersey.
like yeah. This one's made. This is the Minnesota. I mean, it looks fine. It's not incredible. I'd put it like B tier, maybe like top of C, bottom of B.
I like the Wild jersey. I think like if it didn't just look exactly like the Minnesota Wild jersey, I would appreciate it more. But I think if they stuck with the same colors and just had something just arbitrary, I would probably appreciate it more. Again, it also kind of gives off a little bit of sweater vibes. A little bit, not too much, but a
Yeah.
little bit of sweater vibes, which is something I'll give points for this thing, for this type of execution. I'd go with probably mid B, I suppose. It's
Okay.
just it's eh.
My next one is Colorado, the white one, and I like it. I don't love it. It's fine. I think this is a bottom of B jersey for me. Not a lot to say. The C logo is kind of cool in the middle. The jersey numbers are kind of cool. It's not one of my favorites.
I'm with you on I don't like it at all, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd put it maybe above Anaheim's orange t-shirt.
Okay.
Like I don't like it.
We'll put it in C then. Yeah,
Okay.
that feels fine. It's probably better than the Montreal and Detroit one because again there was effort shown. But all right, you're up with the red Detroit Red Wings jersey.
I like the D in it. I think again it's a pretty cool alternative to it. And I like a lot of the things that they tried to do. I don't like Jersey though. I think like it's weird that they had like a diagonal white stripe.
Yeah.
Um, the red cuts off in the shoulder, then it just looks like it's like a red t-shirt on a white t-shirt.
Hmm.
um, I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. Probably in C.
Okay, I get behind that. I think it's fine. I think it is better than most Detroit jerseys. It's definitely not better than the red and cream one. Probably top of
Yeah.
C feels fine. I'm up with the Kings silver, black, and white jersey, and I think they got into the design room and they couldn't decide what direction they wanted to go. I believe this also, for context, I believe this is the one, this is the jersey that they played against the Sharks. So, like a clear theme again, very similar to like the Penguins and the Flyers one. It's not
Mhm.
good. I think it's kind of bland. Like there's not color, and their colors are literally black, silver, and white. So they're using all of their colors here, but
Yeah.
it's not good. I think this is like a D tier for me.
Okay. I could see that. I almost wish that they could change the colors of the logo itself. 'Cause there's not much you can do with it. It's like the San Antonio Spurs, for example, were like, we're tired of our logo, so let's just throw a camo one, and everyone hated it. It was like, well, what do we do now? You know?
Yeah. So
Like,
the Kings used to have like purple and gold in their color scheme.
like the Lakers.
Yeah, like exactly like the Lakers. And then they went away from it. So it would have been maybe cool if
Interesting.
they did like this jersey, but like purple and gold, maybe. But that
Mm,
might have looked awful. Like I have no idea. So
maybe just like as like a throwback kind of look.
yeah, like
I
a
could see that.
throwback like color scheme, but also like keep the general design of it, just recolorize it. I don't know. There were
Hmm.
options. This was not the best one.
Yeah. I think like to make this look really clean, it has to be like predominantly black
Yeah.
or predominantly one color. That's the thing about it is that it's not predominantly any color, and it ends up being a in the end, you know.
Yeah. All right, you're up with the Caps jersey.
The bright red on the base, I really like. The navy blue, I really like. The sleeves, I really like. I like every individual aspect of it, and I just don't know how it doesn't work together. Everything about it, every individual aspect is really actually something that I appreciate, and I just don't know how they could make it work together. Just for me, I'd probably put it in C.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's fine. I think it's probably better than the blue Blues jersey.
Hmm.
But I don't think it's better than the Red Wings jersey, even with the diagonal swoop like stripe thing. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm with you. Maybe like a little bit darker red or a deeper red would work. Flyers is the orange one. It's fine. I like, again, orange is my favorite color. We talked about cream like sometimes working and sometimes not working. I think this one is like it almost works. I don't think it works as well as
Hmm.
like the red one, but I do think it works better than the blues one. So it's probably
Hmm.
like middle of B for me, probably somewhere near the Leafs jerseys.
I think that the cream actually works to make the orange look better. So, like, the cream itself may not look excellent, but the orange just has an extra pop to it, I feel like. I can see it being like mid B to high B.
So you're up with the white Buffalo jersey.
I like this one quite a bit. I think it looks again, it's gonna get those plus points for me if it's a winter classic or just an outdoor event if it looks like you could wear it as like a sweater.
Yeah.
Um, uh, 10 out of 10, Nana did a great job making it. But I actually really like this one. I'd probably put it somewhere in A tier.
Okay. I could get behind that. So this again, this is basically the white road jersey they have now, and this is like similar to the Rangers one, the one where they played the
Mm,
Rangers. And the reason they kept
hmm.
going back to this jersey is because people liked it so much. So now it's just their road jersey, but it was different at the time.
Yeah.
But I could get it. I could get behind it being A.
I I would say if it would like what's keeping it actually from being an S in my mind is I think they could have just made the logo a little bigger.
Yeah, I could see that. I do. This one
I think
has my favorite shoulder patch, which is hard to see on
okay.
this picture, but it's like a buffalo and it says buffalo inside of the buffalo.
Buffalo and the Buffalo.
Just in case you're unsure what you're looking at. All right, so I'm up with the Capitals jersey. This one, I like, again, I like all of the individual aspects of it, except for the many stripes across the front, or not the stripes, the stars across the front.
Hmm.
I think that does like a disservice to the jersey.
Hmm.
But other than that, I quite like it.
Yeah, I could. It's just the stars. I wonder how you could make that work, you know? It's kind of an unusual design to try to fit in, unless you're
Yeah,
just doing, the one star and your name is the Dallas Stars, perhaps. But
right.
like, if not, then it's a hard thing to pull off, especially more than just one. There's
Yeah,
this
it's a miss. It is a good throwback. It does a good job replicating the throwback that's going back to. It just it's a miss for me.
honestly, the stars drop it like two whole tiers for me to be like in C or D.
Really. Okay, we'll put it like middle of C then. All right, you're up with the other white Blackhawks jersey.
Again, I think a lot of the aspects of this really is good. If I think like this would be a really, really high quality jersey for me if they did something with the shoulders and had lines on the shoulders of some sort of kind, like that black, red, and black on the shoulders would just complete the design. It's one of those things that I could get around you putting it in S and I could get around you putting it in C. Like I don't actually have a very strong opinion of this, so I'm gonna go with mid B, I suppose.
I'm gonna stick it in B right next to the jersey that it looks identical.
Yeah.
So I'm up here with this is the Kings jersey. I think this is the one that they play the Avalanche in. The one we put in S
Oh,
tier. I like that they went for something. I think this is like bottom of A for me. I think I like it. I like that the logo's different. I like that it's like cut off in a weird way that you don't see a lot of other jerseys do. I do wish that it was more than just black and white. I think if it had any color at all, it would be like S tier for me. But
yeah.
as it stands, I think it's still pretty decent.
I think I like with the Avalanche. Yeah, they did the A, but the A kind of worked with it. I almost wish that they tried to do that kind of similar design, but with the crown.
Ooh, that would have been good.
But yeah, like that may be my biggest gripe. It's I hate this word, but it's edgy.
It's
uh,
edgy.
yeah. I like it in the and like just giving an alternative to it. It definitely is not a sweater vibe, but I will still stick it up there quite high. I'm with you on the
To
A.
me, this jersey looks like the L and the A are like skiing down a mountain. And it's like a Photoshop
Ooh,
of that.
maybe they're trying to dodge the Avalanche. Did they win that game?
I couldn't tell
Are
you.
they running away from the Avalanche because they know that it's doomed? Uh,
So you're up with the silver Kings jersey.
when you go from that LA to this and it just having the black strap in the middle of the wrist and it just being relatively bland everywhere else, I mean, it's not that amazing. There's nothing about it that's horrendous. There's nothing about it that is great. It's kind of just there. And so I think that is like a really good rating for like bottom B.
Yeah,
Maybe high C.
I'll put it high C because I think in general the ones we have in B are better than it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just kind of a boring jersey. Like you're the Kings. Like you should be able to do something with the name Kings. So I'm gonna be here with the Penguins, and this is now an alternate jersey for them, but at the time it was very different. And I quite like it. I think we talked about the Boston jersey, the gold Boston jersey earlier. We didn't like that as a main color. I think this one's like it looks less like the color of dehydrated urine. And for that
Yeah, yeah.
reason, I'm down. So I think this one's like mid low A if I had to put it anywhere.
it's mostly average as well, and I understand like clearly the Penguins fans like it, or else they wouldn't have kept it around.
Right.
Um, I'm with you on. I could see it being A, especially just because the fans like it as well. But like from a personal opinion, I'm like mid high B.
Is the black Flyers jersey for you?
I don't know why a lot of them just almost feel bland from what I've seen. It's the time to try something new, try something different, and this one is black with a weird orange patch in the middle of it. I like the colors. I I don't like the execution. I would say I would put this in C.
I think the one thing I like about this jersey, I like the orange stripe on the sleeve. But other than that,
Yeah,
black long sleeve T-shirt. I do like the
yeah.
on the sleeve though, but yeah, it's nothing special. So I'm up here with the Christmas Devils jersey. Throwback to, I believe this was their original colors before red and black. And this is very similar to their reverse retro jersey, and I did like that one. I think this works well as like a jersey, and also if you're gonna wear it to like an ugly Christmas sweater party. So it's got that dual use variability, which you don't get a lot out of for a lot of these jerseys. And for that, I'm sticking it at the very bottom of D tier. No. I'm gonna stick it. I think it's like middle A for me, probably.
This one for me actually might sneak into like my personal S tier.
Okay.
Like you said, it's a sweater vibe, which is perfect for what I think is something that should be a commonality in the design of these things. I think it's not extremely far off from being just a jersey, but at the same time, it's just enough that it's sweatery. I
Yeah.
I think it hits kind of both boxes. So for me, it would be high A tier, low S tier,
Okay. I can get
maybe
behind
next
high
to the
A.
Avalanche one.
So you're up here with the Lightning, their most recent jersey.
I've always said, or I've said a few times throughout this time, that I am going to give you props for trying something new, and they tried something new. And as something that is going to be a one or two off kit, I feel like fans would absolutely adore this. If this was a regular home kit, absolutely not. But the fact that this is a one or two times thing, I would love this.
Mm,
Like I would put it probably at low A.
okay. I can get behind that. I like the like the stripe at the bottom being lightning, I think is a
Hmm.
nice touch. I think,
Yes.
yeah, we talk about it's good for teams to like go for it, and they went for it. I think this one they hit. I think
Yeah.
in general it's pretty good. It's very like futuristic-y. I'm not normally a
It's
big fan of like the script across the front, which I know we rank the Rangers pretty high, but just as like a singular logo, like just typing it out feels like mailed in most of the time, like not a lot of effort there,
hmm
but I think it works here. I think the font being kind of crazy also helps that. So I would agree. So from that rapid transition to the Smashville jersey, the team that they played, this jersey is eight, and it is going in the bottom of D tier. I
Yeah.
they missed. They missed. It doesn't look good. You have such a cool logo. You're the Predators. You have a saber-toothed tiger as your logo. And you're like, what if we put Smashville in the front, made the L's obnoxiously thick, and put a guitar pick in the middle? Like,
Mm.
I don't like it. There's so many better options I'm sure that they could have gone with, even in this like design, not even design, like in this kind of like thought.
I don't like it at all. I think that Smashville is just kind of a terrible idea marketing wise. I don't like I go ahead and say like you're whenever you're marketing, you're gonna try to go for individuals that are on the cusp of going to games and stuff like that. And in a marketing sense, this is not going to get anyone on the cusp that come in. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm on the fence and you just push them over,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
To the right side. You push them to the wrong side. If I feel like I can make your jersey in under 5 minutes on Microsoft Paint, not a good jersey. So, bottom of D tier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't even be that
Maybe
hard. I wouldn't even have to go find the logo on Google. I could just type in Smashville and like it elongates some of the letters on the bottom.
maybe they were trying to reference Smash House, I believe it is. It's like, and with the guitar pick that was trying to say, "Hey, now you are the rock star."
Yeah, dude. All right, you're up with the Islanders jersey.
Again, right off the bat, elbow patches that we hated before. I still haven't I still haven't changed my opinion on an incomplete elbow strap. It just looks like they didn't quite make a decision on what they were wanting to do. And for that, I might actually have two in a row put in D tier.
I think this one is it's not great, but it does have color. This is goes back. This is another one of those shiny logo ones. It's like in the same year as the Ducks one and the Blackhawks one, I believe, or same couple of years. I like it's fine because it has some color. I think it's probably better than the box like Philly one, but that's about it. It's like
Yeah.
it's very comparable to the Ducks one, but I do think it's better than it. So the Rangers, this one for me is C tier. I don't like it that much. I think it's very comparable to like the Red Wings and the Avalanche ones we have in C tier. The script, I guess, is fine because that's like their brand and that's on all of their jerseys, but it just feels like you could have done something else. I think the crest one we have in A tier is far better. Uh,
Yeah.
Even though it does have the darker blue, and there's nothing happening on the shoulders, so it just looks like a white T-shirt. But I think it's like maybe top of D. It's like the best of the
Yeah.
worst.
Ottawa. So, um, I like the I like that it's the same kind of design that we put in the A tier, or like color scheme wise. The O is black, but like the baseline is like mostly white. I don't think it's exceptional, but I do think that it does kind of have those like sweater vibes that I like. But if I were a fan of them, I would try to get the one in A tier. But as for the jersey itself, I'd probably put it in maybe B, maybe C, like low B.
Low B. I think it's very comparable to the like cream blues jersey. I
Yeah.
think it's probably a little bit better than that. All right, I'm up with the shiny Penguins jersey, and this is going right next to the Ducks jersey because it is bad again. The stripes don't come, the logo's shiny, there's no shoulder patches. It's boring. It's not even the cool gold. It's like not even gold. It's like tan almost, but I mean it is gold.
I'm right there with you. The fact that again it's just white and then nothing really else. I do like the size of the logo. If they just made it a predominantly a logo. If they completed the straps on the elbow, maybe my opinion would rise a smidge. But it's boring.
So you're up with Calgary.
As I've said probably like 50 times this videos, sweater vibes, sweater vibes. I like this one. I would definitely like go ahead and try to purchase this if I were a Calgary fan. Um, it's cool. I think the red and the yellow are vibrant. I like the white that makes everything else just like it. The red and white help the white punch as well as like everything just works so well together.
Mhm.
Um, I would put this in A tier.
I would feel comfortable putting this at like bottom of S tier. I think this is a really strong
Okay,
jersey.
I could see that too. I like that jersey a lot.
So this is what I'm going to put it at the very bottom of S. That'll be our fourth S tier, I think. This is what Winnipeg needs to do. So this was a Heritage Classic jersey, and this is now their road jersey, and then they like color inversed it to where it's like red and yellow and white. And
Ooh.
that's their home jersey. But it was like very different at the time from their current branding. But it is a throwback to like the 70s. It's like this is probably my second favorite jersey in the NHL right now,
Mm.
and I think it's really good. All right, Minnesota. This one is again, we've said it a couple of times. It's polarizing. I think this one's going in C tier for me. There's like a lot happening on the jersey, and none of it is working together. There's just like random stripes everywhere. There's a stripe across like the top of the chest. I don't think that was necessary. Like honestly, take that off, and it's probably a much better jersey. The red shoulders, I guess, are fine, but it doesn't even cover all of the shoulders. The logo is okay, I guess. It has, you can't see it on this picture, but it has like brown elbow patches like you see in like those suits from like the 50s and 60s.
Mm.
I think it's like probably middle of C tier for me.
If I were a Minnesota fan, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I would 100% just to go to ugly sweater competitions.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
I would love that for ugly sweater competitions. For a jersey, on the other hand, not too much. Like, if I were a Minnesota fan, I would see that and I'm like, I just love the fact that we even tried.
Yeah, like the effort is there as
Yeah,
like a fake
that
throwback
for
because again, that team's only like 20 years old. So it's cool that they went for it.
yeah, for that reason and that reason alone, I would put it in mid B.
Okay.
Just
We'll put it
because it
bottom
like
of B. Although it probably is uglier than the Devils one. Like you'd probably win more ugly sweater competitions with this one than you would the Devils one.
yeah, yeah.
But that's not something I want to look at on the rink for 60 minutes. All right, two more. You're up here with the Washington jersey.
These are both last two are like the perfect sweater ones that I've been trying to talk about quite a bit, obviously. But this one is much better executed than the Minnesota one.
Yeah.
I think I like the fact that the stars and the W almost look like it's strings that are stitched into it, but it's obviously clearly not like string stitched into it, but at the same time, it just kind of gets that
Mhm.
vibe of like a stitch inside of it. I I like the shoulder quite a bit. Like it's weird, but I like it.
Yeah.
And then the baseline is simplistic. I think that they did a whole lot in this and didn't at the same time didn't do too much. I would put this up in the high A tier.
Okay. I could get behind that. I think it's I'm like I would put it probably low A, so I guess we'll put it like middle of A. Um
Okay.
I like the deeper red. I think this one is better than like all of the base, or I guess the blue Caps jersey we talked about earlier by far. And this isn't even, I don't even think this is pulling from a jersey. I think this is like a fake throwback design. And I think they did really well with it. I think the like navy blue W is kind of sick. I think the script capitals is cool. It looks throwbacky without like looking tacky, I guess would be the term.
Yeah.
The stars on top of the 3 points of the W are kind of sick. Yeah, it's just a really well executed jersey, I think. And the last one of the video is the Nashville Predators. This one is good. It is much better than the Smashville jersey. Part of me thinks they like tried to rip off the Nashville Winter Classic jersey with the Smashville jersey with like the stripe in the middle, but this time they were home. This one is far better than that one though. I think this one's like bottom of A maybe or top of B. I think it's executed pretty well.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's not too complicated. And which I like. I again, a lot of these are really lacking in the shoulder design. But I've had like a black and yellow line on your shoulders, then it would just complete the jersey a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really well done. I like it. And
Uh,
no Smashville is always a good
yeah. The fact that
thing.
it says Nashville Predators on it and not Smashville, that makes me want to throw up in my mouth, brings this jersey far above that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up the video. That took like 2 hours, so we'll probably edit it down to like an hour and a half, hour 15. Your best
Okay.
and worst, like you
My
personally,
best,
if you were
my
ranking, or top two or three.
okay. I think we're gonna disagree, or I think we're gonna completely agree on that Smashville is the worst jersey of the bunch, but I'm not sure, so
Yeah.
I won't speak for you.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure, 100%.
Um, we have wow, that's crazy. We have two Calgary jerseys in S tier. I don't know if you realize that.
Hmm.
I like the red and white one, the red, yellow, and white one, and the Avalanche. Those are my two up there ones. But I think I would go for the Calgary one.
The white one
Yes, the white, red, and yellow one.
as your best.
That's my favorite. Yes.
Okay. I would agree. I think the Smashville jersey is awful. Excluding that one though, the Ducks one. It's the worst one. If we
Do
were
you
to
want me to get a
pretend,
different dislike one? Because that's just clearly the worst
yeah,
one.
give me another. If we pretend the Smashville jersey never came out, because let's be honest, it shouldn't have. which, which of the other ones are your worst?
That any one of the ones that just doesn't complete the strap is always kind of like a down there for me. And the like, I I, I think like the New York one is just really really bland.
Okay.
So that would probably be my worst one.
Any of the so like the Islanders, Penguins, Ducks all don't complete the strap. We put one that didn't complete the strap up a little higher, but I cannot find it for the life of me right now. I would say my favorite, I'll give you like a top two. I think the orange Edmonton jersey is probably my favorite. And then I think the navy blue Jets jersey is my second favorite, which we have that in A. I don't think it's like the best jersey as a jersey, but I think it's probably my second favorite.
It was one of those we disagreed on there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, like I think I had it as a jersey, I think I'd still have it like seventh.
Okay.
But as far as like favorite goes, I think it's like favorite top two. I like the Avalanche one a lot.
All right, I'm with you. I like the Avalanche one. I think Avalanche is definitely like a cult classic jersey.
Yeah, for sure. It is weird. So the way they did it is so odd. So like the top half until it like divides, like where the white cuts it off completely, is like normal jersey color. And then the bottom half, I believe, is like felt.
Mm, interesting.
What is happening? I don't know why they decided to do that, but like visually, I think it looks cool. Yeah, but that's gonna do it for the video, guys. If you made it this far, comment the word uh Club Crisps. Hashtag not sponsored, but that's been the ad you've been seeing on the side of the screen for the last hour, hour and a half. But yeah, that's it. You have anything else to say, Daniel?
Yeah, just a reminder that you can find me at that Red Lobster.
That Red
You know the
Lobster.
one. You know
We
the one.
we had a, I'll have to tell you off camera, but we had an Applebee's employee in a stream one time, like from a corporate Applebee's account.
Nice.
It was lit. All right, I'll see y'all later. I'll catch y'all in the next one.